America is a place where all things are possible.
True activism.
True activism.
Fighting classism, racism, and sexism.
All things are possible.
Stories grown from the root. Stories coming with truth. Marching together. Fighting together. Building together. We are doing this for us. On the ground level.
Hey everybody, this is Ashley, also known as Perky, from the For Us Nation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, rate, and comment to the podcast. Again, this is the On the Ground Level podcast. It's a For Us Nation podcast. We made this to bring platform to women, to creatives, to people of color, to just people that are activists and that are still working and doing stuff no matter what is going on. And we're doing it on the ground level, right? So that's what we're about. So if you agree with our message and you want to join our community a little deeper, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/forusnation. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. We have exclusive content, like even this interview today. We're going to be doing some bonus stuff at the end that you can tune into. We have merch on there. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So just go check it out, share it, donate if you can. And you can also check out our website, forusnation.com or .org, and you can see our blogs. You could become a part of our family to get the newsletter and just all of the good stuff that we always do, right? So that's the two ways to get involved with us. Now, this is Women's History Month. So we are speaking to all different types of women from all over the place. We have somebody here today named Aaliyah Hudson, and she's from Mississippi. And so we wanted to honor her for Women's History Month. So do you mind giving an introduction of yourself?
Yes. Hello, my name again is Aaliyah Hudson, and I am the creator of the Hudson Technique, which is a dance style branched off of how I approach movement spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. So there's a brief summation.
Yeah.
And I think to talk with you some, yeah.
So I don't know anything about dancing. So before I get into the questions that I had, can you just explain what it means to like create your own technique? Like it's 2021 now. Like in my mind, I would think that everything has already been created. Like what can you do?
So that's the beauty of creation, which it says that there is nothing new under the sun, which there is nothing new basically. But as a creator, what I do with dance is I use movement how I approach it physically. Right. How I approach it mentally, physically, and emotionally. It could be exactly the same as how someone approaches it mentally, but not every capacity because I'm an individual. So it's basically just me using what I've learned, how life has taught me to approach movement, and I put that in like a bowl. I stir it up, and then I give that to the audience. So it's not nothing new, but then again, it's not necessarily something that's stolen or something. No one does it exactly the way I do it, if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, it's just recycle, reduce, reuse, and with my individuality on top of it.
Okay, so that's the Hudson Technique. So just so you can be introduced, this is our other co-host, co-founder, Tahyira. This is Aaliyah Hudson. And she was
talking. Shout out to Black girls with Muslim names. We're in that community.
She was just talking about her Hudson Technique and how she came up with it. So yes. So to our first question, how do you define womanhood? Or what does it look like to you, or how do you express it?
So for me, womanhood is literally how I express it. It's just me being a woman day to day, experiencing, how everybody has their beliefs about what women should wear or what they should do or how they should be. But for me, expressing that and expressing my womanhood is being and doing what I want to do because I know what's best for me. Mm-hmm. So breaking barriers, because, like you said, I'm from Bible Belt, Mississippi, and they believe women should do things this way. Women should do things that way. Not going to get. But for me, it's breaking those barriers and showing people that you don't define me. Those are your laws, not mine. That's you don't label me. I do me. what I feel is right for me. So I think that for me is expressing my womanhood to the fullest. It's just doing me.
Right. So you were born in Mississippi as well as went to Mississippi School of Arts. Oh, that was high school, right? And then for undergrad, you went to Belhaven University and got your degree in fine arts. How was that? Like, have you ever lived outside of Mississippi? Did you feel like it was different for you since you were there? Like, how is it?
So I have not lived outside of Mississippi, and it was a struggle. Mississippi School of the Arts was amazing, and because it was just a boarding school, but Belhaven University is a Christian college, so it was very kind of hard for me to. I don't fit in. To fit in the mode of like basically what people believe you should be based on beliefs, based on religion. But it was definitely a very personal experience that really toughened me up to prepare for life. And I actually, because I've been in Mississippi so long, I'm so ready to leave that I am going to leave soon. So I thank myself for the challenges, but
shout out to you leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you feel like that ties into the Hudson Technique and the philosophy that you have behind it?
Absolutely. Okay. So I was very, 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 very like religious, very conservative. I grew up, that way. I was taught that way. So if they gave me that bottle, I drank it, So after like discovering that there is so much more to life than the box that they put us in, I decided, I can make my own technique. I can do my own thing. And that's not a bad thing. Like I could start a business for myself. Instead of investing in others' businesses, I could invest in myself and make a business for myself and and create generational wealth for maybe my future family and spouse. And so literally being boxed into so many laws and so many standards of man, once I figured out that I could break that mold, which I discovered I could break that my senior year in college, what they call a spiritual awakening, that's when I say, you know what? I could do me. I could create Hudson. And Hudson literally came from being rejected, not fitting in, and always being told, you're doing your own thing. Well, what if I actually do my own thing? And now I'm doing my own thing unapologetically, humbly, and I'm thankful for it.
Mm-hmm. I love your confidence. Like in just talking about your story. And I think it's dope that you're able to still translate, because it's like I'm not a person that comes from religion, but I am very much into God and spirituality and religions in general. I don't have a religion because I'm into so many religions. And it's interesting how you're able to translate something that you're passionate about, like dance and Bible and religion, and then you didn't fit in one environment, and you're able to take it and make it your own, confident, like you say, unapologetically, and being Black. And I feel like so many Black women have that moment that you just said, spiritual awakening, where it's like, wait a minute, stop. What am I doing here? It's like, I feel like me and Perky, we have that individually. We have that in our brands. We have that, So shout out to you, girl. That sounds amazing to hear other Black women just talk about it just confidently.
Hashtag her story. Okay, so okay. I gotta get back into shape because that was good. So
right, you took us to church. You took us to church, basically. That's what we're trying to say. I mean, P, which question? I can take the next. I can take the next question if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're up to the third one, right?
We're on her advocacy.
On the Ground Level podcast puts an emphasis on advocacy, especially at ground level or community-driven work. We would like to know what your mission is at the root of all your work, and at least the root of your passion projects. What do you do that's on the ground level? So, I mean, you kind of answered that, but I guess you can.
Like, what exactly is the advocacy that you want other people to know about? Like,
when people see Aaliyah Hudson, what do you want the first thing to come to their mind to be?
Wow. So to break it down into two sections, I would say first and foremost is just body positive. And this is speaking for dancers, because in the dance world, again, men create their laws and they create their techniques, and they say, I believe that the body should be like this, or I believe people should look like this, dance a certain way. And with Hudson Technique, even though it says Hudson Technique, it's really you doing you, being you, no matter what your shape, size, color, religious background. I don't care, because I feel like this is the thing that eats me the most. What society does is they separate everybody according to color, according to religion, according to shape, size, and it eats me. It's like, why? So with Hudson, I want people to see that it's not just one. It's not just, no one looks like this. It's you. I don't care what you look like. We're united. We're all one. If we coexist together, why can't we move together? Why can't we dance together? And why can't we break these little barriers and these walls that they have put up to keep us from crossing over to freedom? Right. So that's what I want people to think about when they think of Hudson.
Okay. Okay. So what would, I think we kind of talked about this too. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the challenges, right? That have led you to creating the Hudson Technique. What do you feel like have been the biggest rewards as of late since you pushed off into that independent path?
It's been the biggest, I would say the biggest reward is knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do. And not because someone told me to do it, or not because she told me, Lil, do this. I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. So regardless of what anyone says, it's like, that's just the biggest reward to me. It's the knowing and understanding of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yes, I love that. I think my signal dropped a little. I was trying to jump in just now, but then I got super disconnected. That's what I was going to say. And I kind of lost my train of thought. But I was going to say what you said before, just in line right now, everyone listen in. It's Lent right now. And I've been promoting that we're living in the spiritual world always, even though we think we're in the physical world, all we care about our Instagram likes. The devil and God and Satan, and this is a time when Jesus was up getting tempted 3 times. All those things happen for us to see that we're meant to be here together, and we're all going to be tempted. How we get out of temptation with the devil is by working together. We're not working against each other. We're all here to fight against evil. And that's what Lent and Christianity, and a person like me who never went to church could be out here preaching. That's what it is. So it's interesting for me always when I'm like, it's the church people that are the worst people. And I'm like, are you even about that?
Any structured place, they get stuck in their own thing of thinking that they're the best compared to the others. So I think because a lot of us millennials have gotten rid of the structure, it's good and bad, right? Because it's like, oh, we got this freedom, but then now we also got cancel culture. So but yeah.
That's not us, that's Gen Z. That's Gen Z just for it's not the millennials canceling people. We're trying to just have point of views. Gen Z is like, no, that's it, cancel them. I'm like, y'all tried to cancel Eminem the other day. I don't appreciate that.
Okay, so yeah, COVID, we're still it's not COVID-19 anymore. Now it's COVID-21. But what do you feel like is something that you either had to stop because of COVID, or were able to start since COVID came about?
Oh, I had to stop the auditioning, and because I wanted to kind of join a dance company and kind of wanted to go back to school and get in even more debt. Woo! But I'm kind of really thankful for COVID because of COVID, I can't go back to school. I couldn't go back to school. I couldn't go to the school I really wanted to. Mm-hmm. So when that happened, that's when I began to say, you know what? Why don't I just start teaching Hudson Technique and just see how this goes? So I taught my first workshop, which was a success. I was crazy, like, oh my gosh, this really is kicking off. Then after that, I ended up going to Austin, Texas. And then I ended up kept teaching. And I'm like, man, I'm already starting my business. My business has already started within a pandemic, and everything is going pretty fine. So even though it closed the door to school, which is pretty good, pretty good, it opened the door for me to start actually just traveling and teaching what I do. So it was a plus. It was a win-win. COVID was good to me.
You helped me remember my previous thing you said before. I thought I had a technical glitch. I grew up as a dancer too, and I feel like that's the confidence I feel off of you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is that same young Black girl? It's like nobody making space for us to be like, one ballerina position is like, I'm clearly not gonna get in my big boobs. I don't have the body. You know what I mean? So it's like 100% for you're saying to be a dancer. I'm a dancer too. I show myself just being free dance, not even choreography. It's just dance, just move, just get it in. You know, because so many of us limit ourselves, and we're like forced to live in limited existences because of, like you said, the society and whatever. Like how P just said, our generation broke that down. So it's like, you're not gonna tell me this 50-year-olds tapping on Instagram. Don't tell me Beyonce's whole background dance. They're all 50-year-olds, so everybody could do whatever they want. this is what our generation is making okay for, you know? So that was the point I wanted to make about the dancers, because I'm like, camaraderie in that, and I appreciate you making space in Mississippi.
So
Yeah.
you're making the space, right? And you're able to start doing it due to COVID, right? So on the business end, since your business kind of started before you could even really, like, I guess it was starting at the same time you was trying to get it together, I'm guessing. Have you started trademarking? Like, what does it look like for a dancer? Like, do you need to trademark? Do you have an LLC?
Yeah.
Like,
So LLC, business wise and trademarking, I have not done it, but I should, and I should have been done it. I literally wasn't expecting it to go as it did, to go as fast as it did. So that is my next step, is trademarking it and
take your intellectual property.
For like, now this is something positive Ashley told me, but I'm not so sure about it. I need to go back and talk to her. She was talking about how you could trademark it and get it in like schools or colleges, and people can pay you to teach your technique or something like that. I don't want to mess with the words or something.
That's
I would look into that.
You basically sell your educational tools to the educators.
So
you gotta write your curriculum,
something like that, because that sounds. I
Do
think
it.
that sounds.
Well, we're doing similar.
Have somebody that's telling you these things, is now like to look into it. So that's how it gets started.
And like I said, we're gonna be doing similar things. So maybe we can all just start a way, like how people were saying earlier off camera, that we want to bring in more nonprofit people to just have those conversations, because it's all about learning. We're learning as we build this brand for us, So that's cool that we're saying this on camera, on live, or wherever we're at as well. So if you guys are listening in and you're on that team, like find us, all of us, Aaliyah, Tahyira, actually tap in, because we're all trying to learn together and build together,
That's awesome.
Tap in. So wait, before we move past that, right? So one, you need to, claim your intellectual property. That's what we're talking about. So you're going to be looking into getting an LLC and your trademarking and whatever you need to do to get that together, right? We're a nonprofit, we're incorporated. So as you start to get that together and develop your curriculum, what Tahyira is basically telling you is that if you want a platform, you by yourself, whatever it is, to showcase this Hudson technique through your curriculum as you push it into other avenues, we would love to be one of those platforms that you use.
We're the classroom, you're the teacher.
Yes.
Then we move it on and we sell all of this to someone more richer.
Yes.
Okay, so congratulations on, finding and realizing and discovering yourself in order to do it, because that's what they say, sometimes it just takes you doing it and everything starts to come to you, right? Mm-hmm. So outside of that, this is our last question for our non-patron members, our regular audience. Do you have a quote or a story from or about a woman that has inspired you?
I forgot her name. Hey, let me look her name. Let me look at her name. It's really here. Her name is, I think, I don't know how to pronounce it, Raluca. She posted this blog about a story about the angry man and Buddha or something like that. And the story is basically about, if someone gives you a gift and you don't take it, whose gift is it? And the gift is the person who is trying to give that gift. And the story is basically saying it's the same with anger. If someone comes at you with anger or bitterness or something, it's up to you to accept it. You don't have to take it. You don't have to, burn that fire. Just leave it up to them. If you don't respond, it's their gift. If they're giving out that anger, they get it back by you just letting them have it.
Well,
so that story,
share it, please. We will share that.
Hey, like that. You said to the you want me to send you the website link?
The lady, yeah, so we can uplift her too. Mm-hmm.
Got to. I think I got the link in my notes. But yeah, so I think that story has helped me during this COVID and just life in general, because of just, how life is, how we are as human. We mess up, we fuss, we fight, and so channeling that has helped me just keep like cool, like, oh, I don't have to accept what they're throwing at me. I'm cool. Like, oh, that's your trash. You're throwing it at me, but I'm not gonna take it. So
I'll give you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah.
No, I'm saying I was gonna give you this little nugget of just, because I'm big on energy and things in real time. As I'm getting ready just now to come here, I'm listening to Michael, and I'm like, yo, I just need some music to just like global music, right? To connect me to the bigger world around me. And literally like, it's just playing in the background. And then like human, I think it's, what is it? Human Nature came on, Human Nature. And literally you listen to the lyrics of that song, it's like, and when they asking you why, like why this, why that? That's what we ask questions in ourselves, like, why am I here? Why I'm this? Why I'm running late? Why? It's like, just tell them that it's human nature. It's like, Michael Ben gave us the answers to how we can solve all these everyday issues in life.
Tahyira always said, she's like, we been new.
Then no,
You need to
wasn't
put that
listening. Wasn't listening. Because that's what I love to find for myself too. Because I'm like, idiot, you have all the tools. You have everything that you need right here. You know, it's just find them. So when I find them, I know me, I share them. Like, did y'all recognize that's what Michael had said in the song?
Yeah. And so yeah, that's what y'all said. Like for me, it's always the like I like to tell people I'm not responsible for your opinion of me. Because like for me, that's like the biggest deal, especially with my mom. Like I be acting like I'm a daddy's girl, but I really think I'm a mama's girl because just anything I'd be like, oh, I'm scared to tell my mom because I don't know. I still get that little like baby girl feeling. And you know, like for me it's my mom, but for some people it's just people in general. Like, what if they think this about me, or what if they say this, or what if I don't do this correctly, or whatever. And it's just like squash it. Like, I'm not responsible for you and how you think of me. Like you said, like this is what I need to do for myself. Like I can only be me. I can only do my technique. Like I don't know what y'all expect me to do.
Just tell them that it's just tell them that it's human nature, and don't ask me why. That part.
What's the next shirt? The back gonna say we been told you, and then it's human nature. Okay. Okay. So thank you again. This is the first part of our interview with Miss Aaliyah Hudson, talking about the Hudson Technique. If you guys would like to see the second part of our interview, please subscribe and become a patron to our Patreon at patreon.com/forusnation. And you can see this exclusive content. Do you have any closing plugs or anything that you would like to share with our general audience?
I would say stay tuned to see the Hudson Technique come near you. Feel free to add me on social media. My Instagram is Aaliyah Hudson. I'm going to spell it real quick. It's AALIYAHUDSON, no underscores, no spaces, capitalization, period. That's it.
Yes. And Tahyira, do your plugs because you didn't get to do any at the beginning.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was running a little late this morning, you guys. Technical difficulties as usual. But it's me, Tahyira. I let the good times roll, one of the co-founders at For Us. Just what I'm working on in the back end is our women empowerment like meetup. We're trying to just get it to be on Zoom, and it's like an event, and hopefully Malia and a bunch of the women you've already heard and seen on our brand are going to be a part of that. And you know, like we're saying, share the word, spread the wealth of everything that we are got going on. And like I say, anything that you guys heard here, if it resonates with you, let us know. You know, we got to get feedback to help us build this group too. So that's the only point I wanted to make. And
yes.
thanks for tuning in.
You can follow me at Perky Sexy Cool and at Perky Perspectives. We'll also be doing our Clubhouse is still on Friday. We're recording on a Friday, so I'm gonna slip that. But we have Finance Friday on Fridays at Clubhouse. All this information though is on our website. .com. So please go look. And again, become a patron, and we'll see everybody else in our exclusive video.
Mecca is a place where all things are possible. 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 A place where all things